afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Global Atheist News Roundup, dateline the 17th of February 2024. This week's headlines. Iran executes another women life freedom protester. A doctor is suspended for leading a banned Islamist protest group in London. A new restaurant in Jordan launches with the name October 7. Israel should be dismantled, according to Irish politician Richard Boyd Barrett. There was a shocking display of raw antisemitism at the Soho Theatre in London. Pastor Aaron Ivey, husband of podcaster Jamie Ivey, was accused of indecent texts. A sheriff says the suspect is down after shooting at Joel Osteen's Texas megachurch. Super Bowl viewers had an opportunity to meet Jesus, boost their prayer life, and confront anti-Semitism. A top London school bans Muslim prayer and won't back down. A school merger in Southwark ward plans to make all schools religious. A faith school is banning parts of geography lessons. Ofsted finds. Greece legalises same-sex marriage. And things that religion makes people do. In Iran, Mohammed Gobadloo was convicted of corruption on earth and was executed. See this video.
The Iranian regime's crackdown on the women life freedom protests has escalated with the execution of 23-year-old convicted of corruption on earth and murder Mohammed Gobadloo. Gobadloo's mental health issues were ignored in the legal proceedings. Human rights organizations have contested the fairness of his trial, denial of legal representation, and allegations of torture to extract a confession. The director of Iran Human Rights condemned the execution, stating, quote, Ali Khamenei and his judiciary must be held accountable for this crime. This execution happened very quickly. There was some notice, and within 24 hours, he was dead.
A London doctor who we reported a few weeks ago led an Islamist protest has been suspended. See this video.
The suspension of Dr. Wahid Shahida, a general practitioner who leads the UK branch of this controversial Islamist group, marks a significant development following the UK government's prescription against Hizb ut-Tahrir. Her Home Secretary described the group as anti-Semitic and a promoter of terrorism. The NHS's response highlights the intersection of national security with public health sector regulations. The General Medical Council has been urged to investigate Shahida's fitness to practice, reflecting the concerns about sensitive public roles.
A new restaurant, named to commemorate the Hamas invasion of Israel, has opened in Jordan. Another video.
In Jordan, a newly opened restaurant named October 7 has ignited controversy due to its association with the date of Hamas's deadly attack in Israel. The restaurant's owner attributing it to a personal celebration of his daughter graduating from school. Previous social media interactions suggesting that the name was chosen to commemorate the Hamas attacks. Israel's opposition leader denounced the naming as a disgraceful glorification of the attack and called for Jordanian condemnation.
Irish politician Richard Boyd Barrett says Netanyahu and his crazed, bloodthirsty lieutenants are out to kill in Gaza, and Israel should be dismantled and replaced by a one-state solution that just happens to be called Palestine. See this video.
Even the quite strong language used by Minister Coveney and others today means nothing, as you rightly said. Means nothing to Netanyahu, to Smotrich, Ben-Giver, ministers today in the Israeli government saying we want to destroy Gaza. It is an uncivilised state, it is a barbaric state, and that it should have sanctions imposed on it in order to end that apartheid, end that occupation, and end the possibility of the sort of genocidal slaughter we have seen for the last 4 months. Impunity was given, granted, and that has given Netanyahu and the crazed, bloodthirsty ministers that are his lieutenants the confidence to believe that they can continue with this massacre. It has to mean the end of that apartheid regime, where there can be equality between Jewish people, Muslim people, Christian people, and people of no religion who can share the land of Palestine as equals.
An Israeli man and his friends were hounded out of a Soho Theatre after comedian Paul Curry encouraged the audience to chant, "Get the F out and free Palestine." Curry brandished a Palestinian Authority flag and asked the audience to stand. This man didn't. Curry then urged the audience into an anti-Semitic tirade. The theatre staff just shrugged it off as free speech. The Osteen Stone Church, a multi-campus evangelical church in Austin, Texas, announced on Sunday that it had dismissed its head worship pastor after discovering he had engaged in inappropriate and explicit ongoing text messages with an adult male. Aaron Ivey, the pastor of worship and creativity and an elder at the megachurch, was fired last Monday for what a statement called a disqualifying situation which the elders said they had become aware of the previous day. Several elders were made aware of this situation on the evening of Sunday, February the 4th, and after reviewing the explicit nature of these messages, it was clear that termination of Aaron's eldership and employment was necessary in accordance with the clear biblical standards outlined in 1 Timothy 3, 1-7 and 1 Timothy 5, 19-20, according to their statement. A Texas sheriff said that a shooter was down after a shooting at the Houston megachurch of celebrity pastor Joel Osteen. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez did not immediately provide more details in his post on X. Lakewood Church had earlier posted on social media that there was an active situation involving shots being fired at one of the largest megachurches in the US during its typically busy Sunday services. A news conference was scheduled for later by police and other law enforcement agencies. A heavy presence of police surrounded the Houston megachurch. Worshippers could be seen leaving the building as authorities evacuated the church, and authorities said they were continuing to methodically search the building as a precaution. About 45,000 people attend weekly services at Lakewood, making it the third largest megachurch in the US, according to the Hartford Institute for Religion Research. For the second year in a row, Jesus made an appearance during the Super Bowl. The Christian Saviour featured in a pair of advertisements during the big game, both with the tagline, "He gets us." Those ads, one run in the first quarter, the other in the second half, are part of an ongoing billion-dollar ad campaign aimed at redeeming the Jesus brand at a time when people are losing faith in organised religion. This year's He Gets Us ads focused on loving your neighbour, a core Christian teaching, said Greg Miller, a spokesman for Come Near, a new non-profit set up to oversee the He Gets Us campaign. The group's name is drawn from a passage from the New Testament book of James, which reads, "Come near to God, and he will come near to you." There was an ad for Hallow, a popular Catholic prayer app, and an ad for a new campaign called Stand Up to Jewish Hate, aimed at confronting the rise of anti-Semitism. Alex Jones, the CEO and co-founder of Hallow, said the timing of the Super Bowl was too good to pass up. The app is currently promoting a campaign to get people to pray every day during the season of Lent, which begins on Ash Wednesday and leads into Easter. Jones said the 30-second ad for Hallow will be a simple invitation to pray together. A top London school won't back down over the Muslim prayer ban. See this video.
Michaela Community School, a leading secondary school in London, faced a high court hearing after a Muslim student challenged the ban on Muslim prayer as discriminatory. Catherine Birbal Singh, referred to as Britain's strictest principal, defended the policy, stating that it was necessary to maintain a harmonious and inclusive learning environment. Birbal Singh's stance is rooted in the belief that, quote, it is wrong to separate children according to religion or race. They have very limited space. To have prayer spaces, the school would need to completely reorganize the entire way they operate. It became an issue where students were doing religious policing on each other, bullying students into wearing the hijab, into praying. It began dividing the students and creating disorder. When the school refused to have a Muslim prayer room, there were racial attacks against teachers that had bricks thrown through their homes. There were teachers that were threatened with death.
A proposal to merge two Elephant and Castle primary schools, Charlotte Sharman Primary School and St Jude's Church of England Primary School, has come up against substantial opposition to the potential loss of the only non-faith school in St George's Ward, Southwark. More than 600 people have voiced their concerns about the loss of Charlotte Sharman's non-faith status, which would follow as a result of the merger, in a petition started by the Southwark branch of the National Education Union. Southwark Council's proposal to merge both schools comes as a result of declining roll numbers. According to the petition, Charlotte Sharman Primary is at 78% capacity with 134 pupils, while St Jude's is at 31% with 81. However, the proposal would see the merged school based on the Charlotte Sharman site, but retaining the Church of England status of St Jude's. Humanist UK, which has long campaigned for a fully inclusive state education system that is suitable for all pupils regardless of background, has expressed concern at the proposal and the implications it could have on its school admission and employment policies, and on the teaching of religious education. As a faith school, the merged school would be able to prioritise its pupils and staff based on their religion, and RE would be taught from a Christian perspective and not be pluralistic as is required in a maintained school. According to the Office of National Statistics data, 38% of the population of St George's Ward identifies having no religion. 37.3% identify as Christian and 12.7% identify as Muslim. The ward is also listed as one of the more deprived wards in the borough. A recent Sutton Trust report found that faith schools are less likely to admit disadvantaged pupils than other schools. A faith school is censoring science and geography lessons on religious grounds, Ofsted has found. In a report published this month, Ofsted said Beis Rucha Zatmar, an independent Orthodox Jewish school for girls in London, does not allow pupils to study certain concepts, read content, or complete tasks that are not in line with the school's religious beliefs. This includes science and geography, where Ofsted found key content is removed and omitted. Despite it being a legal duty, Ofsted said the school does not actively promote and encourage respect for other people in relation to the protected characteristics set out in the Equality Act 2010. Ofsted said the school also fails to teach statutory content in relationships and sex education, RSE, including concepts such as sexual consent, sexual exploitation, grooming and abuse. This means pupils are left unprepared for life in modern Britain, Ofsted said. In 2021, a report from Jewish counter-extremism group Nahamu highlighted how a lack of RSE contributes to forced marriage in strictly Orthodox Jewish communities. During a previous inspection, school leaders told Ofsted that no aspect of sex education is taught in the school, not even reproduction in the context of an academic subject like science. The school has been rated inadequate since 2016. Greece has become the first Christian Orthodox majority country to legalise same-sex marriage. Same-sex couples will now also be legally allowed to adopt children after Thursday's vote in Parliament. Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis said the new law would boldly abolish a serious inequality, but it has divided the country, with fierce resistance led by the powerful Orthodox Church. Its supporters held a protest rally in Athens. Many displayed banners, held crosses, read prayers, and sang passages from the Bible in the capital's Syntagma Square. The head of the Orthodox Church, Archbishop Hieronymus, said the measure would corrupt the homeland's social cohesion. The bill needed a simple majority to pass through the 300-member parliament, and it got 176 to 76. Mr. Mitsotakis had championed the bill, but required the support of opposition parties to get it over the line. People who have been invisible will finally be made visible around us, and with them, many children will finally find their rightful place, the Prime Minister told Parliament during a debate ahead of the vote. The reform makes the lives of several of our fellow citizens better, without taking away anything from the lives of the many. Finally, in any setting other than a church or religious ceremony, this following video would be assault. Take a look.
Allah dunya ya Allah خش مخويس حركه مكان يا الله دمار بكري وعملياتي قايبل يا الله دودكم براجل وننزل من القرآن ما والشفاء ورحمة للمؤمنين ولا يزيد الظالمين إلا خسارا بإذن إخواني أي دمار كجيراي بكريوا لا هرزي شيء بإذن إخواني بإذن ما يعلمني نيا كبابي له الكنازوا أم هزني مخويا قالوا تيجي كم سأك وقالوا تشينا كم حياة ما بيننا أو بيصل كسي يا الله إخواني.
Following this show, we are having episode 2 of the Debunkings and Queens. Yes, it got views and comments last week, so we're having another go. This show features a panel of people who understand evolution, explaining where various comments and posts on social media made by creationists and intelligent design proponents go wrong. This has been Global Atheist News. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.